Hi, I'm Ann with Ann Elizabeth Custom Design and Printing. I have a helpful hint for you today on planning how to address your envelopes. So I have a couple of easy steps that will make this easy for you. So first, when you're working with your stationer, please order extra envelopes. I promise that some are going to come back in the mail and are going to have to be readdressed, and I promise that at least on a couple of those envelopes, you're just going to make a mistake when you're writing it and you're going to think, oh shoot, and you're going to put it aside and you're going to need an extra envelope. Another really helpful hint is just go ahead and have the return address printed. There's no reason for you to handwrite your return address on all of those envelopes. You're already putting in a lot of work handwriting where they're going to. Just have your return address pre-printed. This also gives you a great opportunity for your stationer to pull in the same type style, the same look, the same color as what's used on the inside of your invitation. So it really has a coordinated look from the envelope to the invitation. Now, I want to talk to you about mailing labels. Calligraphy or handwritten is still considered best, but I know that a lot of us out there look at the task of addressing 500 envelopes and think, oh, that seems a little bit too daunting. So let's talk about mailing labels. I don't love them, I'll admit, but I have some really good hints for making them look the best that you can make them look. So if you're going to do mailing labels, this is my recommendation. Always a clear label. Please, please, please don't choose a white label. Get a clear label and get a little bit bigger label than you would normally get. The reason I want you to get a bigger label is so that you can actually point size a little bit bigger font. You can use a script font, and you're going to need a bigger label to make that fit on the label. So don't do that little 1" by 2" label. I want you to get like a 2" by 4" label. A nice script font. It'll make your life easier, and if you're still doing mailing labels, that is by far the best way to make them look really nice. Choose an appropriate pen. This is actually really important. So obviously this is when you're going to write the envelopes, not do mailing labels, but choosing an appropriate pen is really an important factor. Don't choose a cheap Bic pen that is going to have breaks in the lines and is not going to write really smoothly. Choose a nice medium point pen. Even those very fine tip Sharpie markers work wonderfully. You also need to be a little bit careful on what pen you choose is appropriate for your paper. For instance, if you've chosen a metallic envelopes, some pens just aren't going to work. So make sure that you take an envelope to a paper and supply store, try out a couple of pens, and buy a nice pen to do the addressing. And my last helpful hint here is to use a line guide. This is something that will help you immensely and has kind of gone out of fashion and nobody really thinks about it anymore. I want you to remember it, so I have a little example for you. A line guide is very, very easy. It's a piece of paper with 4 lines printed extremely bold on the piece of paper. All you're doing here is taking this, you're inserting it into your envelope, and voila! Look at that. You can see right through it. As you write those envelopes, you'll be able to write straight. You'll be able to have even lines. You'll be able to have everything look very precise and neat and tidy on your envelope. And when you're done addressing that envelope, all you do is take this out, move it to your next envelope, and you're ready to go on the next envelope. Get a few people going, get a couple of line guides going as you're addressing, get an assembly line going, and your addressing process will go faster than you think, and it will be neat and tidy with a line guide. Ask any stationer for a line guide. They can help you produce one. Most stationers will have one that they can give you or can send you by email. I'm Ann with Ann Elizabeth Custom Design and Printing. You can catch us on our website, annelizabeth.com, and of course on Bride Access.
In our efforts to help you plan your wedding and take out some of the stress, BrideAccess.com has a new wedding blog, and it's just for you. Get detailed information from the top wedding professionals in the industry, plus tips from our own BrideAccess.com experts. Happy planning from BrideAccess.com, where you can find everything you need to plan a wedding, grooms not included.